welcome to the Borealis Experience. I'm your host Aurora, and I'm very happy to be spending some time with you today. I hope you're doing well. If you like this podcast, make sure to subscribe or to leave me a 5-star review on Apple Podcast. It would mean the world to me. Welcome to everybody who's new to this podcast. And hello from the bottom of my heart to all the people out there who have been such great support and just awesome people to be around with. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And if we haven't connected on Facebook or Instagram already, shoot me a message there, add me, and ask me any question that you want to ask. Today I want to talk about your passion. What are you passionate about? I feel a lot of times we mistaken passion for our sexual drive. But passion is like so diverse and can come out in so many different ways. I know we talked about sexual energy a couple weeks ago, and there I explained that you can use your sexual energy and transform it into creative energy and make music, create art, build something, become someone like outside of yourself right now. If you look at Mick Jagger, if you look at the Rolling Stones, and they're my favorite example here, if you look at them on stage, how they just express themselves and dance, and you can really see that something is going on inside of them, and they just let it all out, and they have no fear of judgment, and they're not wondering, how am I going to look like? No, they just are so passionate and driven about what they do. Now I want to ask you, what is your passion? Maybe your answer is, I don't really have a passion. I like doing this, I like doing that. This is fun too, but I don't really have a passion. Then I invite you today to search for your passion. And the easiest way to do this is to go back in time, and for everybody it's going to be different. You go back to teenage years, you go back to childhood years, or toddler. And then you realize you were passionate about something at some point. Was it cars? Was it horses? Was it soccer? Children are very, very easygoing when it comes to that. They express themselves. They know who they are. And they know what they want, and they know what they're passionate about, and they show it. They're not fearful of showing it. And I know that this little child is still inside of you. And if you are one of the people who says, no, I don't really have a passion, I invite you to make this a priority in your life. Because this is going to give you a feeling of aliveness, a feeling of connectedness, a feeling of deep self-care, self-love, and the opposite of self-consciousness. When you're passionate about something, you don't think about, how do I look? How is this going to be received? And I don't know if I can do this. No. When you are in passionate mode, you just do. You don't ask questions. You are dropped right into your heart space, out of your head space. And it is such an important state to be in, if not the most important state. So the first thing you can do is, as I said a couple minutes earlier here, you go back in childhood, you go back in time and see if there is something that you neglected for a while, something that you even suffocated and pushed away because maybe you were hurt. Maybe you faced huge disappointment, maybe you experienced rejection. And I feel, and this is why I'm so passionate to talk about this, maybe something happened along the way that made you reject what you're passionate about, what you love so much. And maybe you have to go back and see, is this reason really valid still to this date? Should I give up my ice skating career, my passion that I experienced there, just because I fell that one time, or just because I fell that one time and people were laughing at me? Most of the time when we reject a passion that we once had, it has something to do with an event happening. And if you can go back in time and forgive and forget and move on and grow, then you can go back to that passion. And maybe not to the same degree, but the best coaches, the best people who have experienced pain around their passion and felt rejected and don't felt good about their passion for a long time, they find ways to reconnect to that passion and to reconnect to that little child that they once were. So lighthearted, so easygoing, so joyous, and so absolutely careless when it came to the judgment of other people. I want to tell you a little story that most of you who started listening to my podcast from the very start know already. But for the new people here on board, I was bullied at school, and not only from children. I was bullied by, I think you say in English, by teachers. And it was really nasty. It was really bad. Like my one teacher said in grade 2, "You are never going to make it anywhere." She was angry for some reason. I didn't understand a math problem. And she just said, "You're never going to make it to college." And at the end of the day, I went to see my mom and I was like, "Mom, what is college?" You see, like, such painful experiences make you feel, in my case, very dumb. My mom was trying to explain to me, but didn't want to because she didn't want that message to reach my little baby's brain. And it was just a whole mess. My whole school career was a mess when I was in Germany. It's just because I was very anxious, very dumb. I felt that people were judging me, and that made it worse. I was more anxious and, more nervous and made more mistakes. And it was just a whole shit show, my school career in Germany. Now coming to Canada, I was told, if you want the easy way out with immigration to Canada, you have to go back to school. And I was shocked. I had so much resistance and was like, no, I'm done with school. I'm done with it. But I faced the challenge. I embraced the challenge. I went back to school and I had the best 2 school years of my life. I approached it with fresh eyes. I studied in a foreign language, and the teachers were so kind and helpful and motivating and inspiring that I become an A student in a foreign country. Because why? Because I chose to let go of my old story and to give myself a second chance. And I had huge success with it. So now when it comes to your passion, I invite you, I beg you to explore this for yourself. And if you don't feel you have a purpose in life, then I invite you to connect with me, and we can have a couple one-on-one sessions or meditations to bring your purpose out of you, because it's lingering inside of you. It's maybe still dormant, but I know it is there because maybe you have put it to rest, and maybe we just have to undig it again. And look at me now. I'm not scared of public speaking. I'm not scared of learning new things, and I'm not scared to share my experience and to help people out. And I was a totally different child, a very shy, anxious child. And I think of that child at times, and I just embrace it and tell it it all went well. I'm out there now, I'm helping other people, and I found my passion. So your passion can look like whatever you want it to look like. Most of the time, a passion in the end of the day is going to even serve other people. Are people going to see you play the piano? Are people going to see you perform in sports or arts? Are you going to be singing? Are you going to be creating something? And if you share it with other people, trust me, if your work comes from the heart, from deep passion, people will applaud you. People will be excited to see your stuff, and you will attract people into your life that are meant to be in your life. Thank you so much for listening to this episode here. As you can hear, as you can feel, this episode is especially dear to my heart. I send my love out to you. I appreciate you so much. And I hope that you received my message well. I will be out there very soon again. Until then, take good care of yourself. I will have a huge glass of water now because I'm a little thirsty. Maybe you are too. Until next time, bye-bye.